Howdy, ladies and gents. Welcome to another Week 3 matchup here in the Overwatch League of Champions. We'll be having Enigma versus Krusty Krew.
A7 is on Enigma, right?
Who?
A7.
I think so.
Alright, well, we're just gonna start the game.
Wait, hold on. Let me post it in self-promotion.
Yeah, I'm getting the link right now. Go ahead and do like the @ here, @ everyone.
Wait, have we checked the lineups? If
No.
not, I'll do that real quick. Okay, I'll check. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Draz is like Masters, right?
Yep.
And so
Looks like
yeah.
Krusty should be fine.
Let's see, Star is Plat, right?
Stars gold plat, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
they have
Plat.
those gold.
And then Nick is Plat.
I thought Nick was Diamond.
I thought he was too.
Well, even if he's Diamond, that's 17.5, they're good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
Diamond.
And then Enigma. I know that Dark Train is Diamond.
Diamond, Plat, Nub, I believe is
Masters.
Diamond. Oh, he is Masters? No, he's Diamond, 34.
He's Diamond?
Yeah. Diamond, Black Spades, I believe is Diamond. Yep. Kaza is Plat or Diamond. Diamond.
Okay, so they're good. Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
We going in,
Confirmation.
boys.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
Volskaya, this was a fun map to watch. Like, it has been a fun match to watch.
Initiating match.
So, this snowy map is one that's really good for tanks, at least in the choke. You know, the tanks are going to be the ones that dominate this little threshold. They'll be the wall that gives the DPS the chances they need. I mean, I've been just getting to see this map a few moments ago, or well, a couple hours ago, and I'm wondering what we'll see appear in this.
Attackers incoming.
I'm really interested about the May and Reaper strat that they're gonna be running for defense.
I'm kind of interested overall to see how this will work. Just because, well, you can wall off the opposing line, get them caught off guard for your team to move.
Together, we are strong.
Kind of depends on the way it works.
They really have to use their abilities smart in order to keep it down.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Well, all I do know is we saw Krusty push a little bit far forward there. They were running Zenyatta. Oh, that's Enigma, my bad. I was running Zenyatta. That's already confident.
Ooh, he's
Getting kills early on and trapping the Zarya as well. So no, that's gonna be a quick. That's how you pop off real quickly there on the Zenyatta.
they pulled out a Pharah.
Gonna go up in the sky, probably to get that Zen in the back and maybe the middle. Some upper ground advantage. Here we go. Kinda just interested to see what we'll see from Krusty. I mean, we saw last week they had to play this map a man down. The strat was kind of peculiar. This time they are just running the 2-2-2. They're running the McCree and the Pharah. Getting two picks. Picks are going back and forth. It's even at this point. We are seeing Krusty push to the point. Oh, sorry, that's Enigma. Jesus, they're gonna keep doing that.
Allow me to repair the damage.
There's
Looks like
Enigma.
Krusty's just gonna have to hard reset.
Yeah, there just have been some issues pushing in here. I do think you need something, either more heals to break through that DPS they have on the side of Enigma, or you need to get more aggressive with your DPS. Speaking of, we're going to be taken out in the Zen battle there. Power of the Iris falls in the favor of Kaza. We're going to swap to the Mercy now as well. Not bad, you got the res, along with the nano that you can use here. Should give a lot of single target healing. Blizzarding perhaps coming out, a lot of them as well. All kinds of ults just coming out, coalescence. Enigma just cleaning up and keeping two ults.
However, Krusty has 4 ults, and if they use it smartly, they should be able to get a push in on this.
Hopefully so, as they do have the high noon, the barrage. I think you could send the Pharah around actually to the back side. Try to do like you would with the sim strat. And just get them to set up behind and pop on the support.
Nicholas is looking for ult.
Going for it. Gonna get nothing there. But Moose, so we'll definitely get the first pick of this engagement. Werelord and Nick gonna follow up shortly. That's 3. Finally getting something. I only popped 1 ult. Okay, I mean there you go. That's how you turn it around. The 1 ult that kind of a dud. They did end up killing 5 people there with no ults.
I think it was surprising that Krusty was able to take the point there. I mean, only had to pop Nicholas's ult, which, I mean, to be fair, that's it. High noon normally doesn't get much utility anyways because it's basically a suicide button.
And I mean, they have 4 ults going in. They have barrage and grab, along with the nano for the Pharah. You can do a lot of damage with your DPS going into this one. And they're also about to have Valk and High Noon again. So, I mean, they could have 6 ults by the end of this. There you go, there goes the grab and the barrage. Tran's gonna come out, will block off most of the damage, however 2 will still fall. Nope takes out the Pharah. The mage is trying to put some separation there. Krusty! Hey, quickly getting a snowball, but there you go. The opposing run come right on through the middle of the point.
It's a good Valk and keep everybody up. Good zoning
And then
ult.
then that McCree just trying to keep him from getting on, and we'll get Kaza. Very nice snowball effect there by Krusty. Looking really good so far once they got past that first point.
I thought that the Mercy was a great switch from the Zen. Like, I just kept the far up and really gave them the momentum that they needed.
I can definitely agree there. As I mean, they were, I won't lie, they looked very, very shaky at the start of that push. However, towards the end, they turned it around. And we finally have a hashtag, you know, why not? I mean, test season, we have social media, might as well get something. So we're gonna plug that in right here. So if you follow the action any and you want to post on social media, use hashtag test of champions. I sound like one of those horrible wrestling commercials now, like in the middle of the matches and shit. It's like hashtag. Oh fuck. That's great. As we're gonna see both teams getting ready for the next part. So I kind of want to see what Enigma can do here. I mean, coming into this, they've been off to a slow start as well. Both of these teams have had rough beginnings here the first 2 weeks. But to be honest, coming into this week, I thought this was going to be one of the closest matchups. Like, both of these teams have a lot of talent, a lot of potential coming in. As now we're just seeing Enigma Pope at the moment. They're running the Genji with the 3 Ryan, Moira, Lucio already going for the point there with the Genji. Really getting jumped on by Krusty. They're running an exact comp from that successful push of theirs, except then for Mercy. However, among that last successful push, looks like they're going to be immediately pushed through here to start off this one.
Nub just got a quad.
Popping off. I mean, usually it's a DPS that you see get 4 or 5 kills in a matchup, but no. So far it's been the force of the off tanks making some noise here, filling up the kill feed. And 7 minutes to push through. I mean, you only got Coalescence, Shatter's on the way. That's already a huge advantage entering.
I mean, off tanks pump out, like, especially Zarya, its high charge pumps out an insane amount of damage. Like, I think Zarya's max DPS is 190 whenever at full charge.
That's a huge shatter.
With a nice counter shatter there, that's going to help Krusty clean up, prevent the snowball. Could have sent all their opponents back to spawn, chasing down the tracers. Hey, don't overextend too much. In this case, it will pay off. At this point, with the opponents having a huge advantage on you, at least early on when it comes to time, you just gotta do whatever you can to eat that clock. You know, you can't let them have a huge advantage over you in that department. It can cost you huge, especially if in round 4 they get to push same way they did on the first time.
It looks like the McCree is looking for a flank high noon.
We do have the Nano Trans, Brav is out, all kinds of ults coming out here. No one is dying in the midst of all of it, except Jack will be going down. I knew we'll get 1, so that's 3 in the favor of Enigma. There you go, they're just going to close the point now. And have a merry holiday there, Mr. Reinhardt going down. But Nick getting a double. Oh, we also are going to see the beat drop. Gonna keep Enigma on the point. Very healthy, very bulky. Shatter coming down again. Are you kidding me? They will. I guess what they say is true. It only takes 1 ult in the game of Overwatch. As they just kind of flip the script completely. I mean,
Instead of Krusty, they're running triple tank with McCree solo DPSing.
I'm actually okay with that, especially with the Zenyatta as your second support. You can make up that damage with the Discord. Plus Zenyatta's just dangerous when he headshots. I mean, not a bad strat, especially since there goes the Diva. You're gonna stagger out Enigma a little bit here. Now the pieces are just falling into place. 2 picks early, gonna just try to fight him. Gonna get 3, getting them to 3. And with that, if Enigma were to capture the point right now, they'd only have a minute advantage. This is going from a whopping 7 minutes entering this point. Krusty's holding strong. That's all I can really say. They're holding strong here, looking really good at entering week 3. And I mean, after the slow start, both of these teams got, I mean, Krusty, they got a few wins coming out of it. They're looking good. They look more coordinated. They look, you know, like they're saving their ult economy a lot better. They've improved over the last 2 weeks. Oh, who's gonna get caught with the pulse? Gets Nano there to the gate. Shut her down, gonna get 2 of a triple, Lord, Quadra. Oh, makes it a quadra. So, I mean, since we're kind of, since we know we're both tank mains here, what do you think the strongest counter to this triple tank setup might be?
Honestly, I don't think it's necessarily countering it, but more baiting out their ult economy. Because right now, Moose has his shatter, bait out his shatter, and go for a grab or something of your own.
I think
It's
that
just kind of
Enigma
trying to get rid
could,
of the ult
like,
economy.
they could definitely probably pick an Ana here too, to cut off the healing from all the tanks.
I think a D.Va would do good here to keep down the Ana and the Zen on the side of Krusty.
And, I mean, even getting some more DPS in there, I mean, they're not running as, well, they are running a Zarya, so I mean, maybe a Reaper could work, a Pharah coming in from above, perhaps. You know, I don't think that Tracer against triple tank.
I don't know, it's a very good comp right now that Krusty's running because it's triple tank, but then to make sure that they can't run like the normal things to counter triple tank like a Reaper or Pharah, they're pulling out the McCree. Especially with like McCree's new buff, Reaper can't really do anything against the McCree.
And speaking of big plays, they just used Rev and Diva Bomb to get third one before that came off, so I mean, they're just popping off. I like it. I mean, this is a different Krusty team than the one we're used to seeing. As first 2 weeks they look shaky. I will definitely give them that. They look shaky, like get out, but they're improved. Holding this team for 6 minutes, entering this right now. 6 minutes.
60 seconds remaining.
And they haven't broken a sweat. That first tick has not been in jeopardy at all.
I feel like their win condition right now is Zarya grab.
I don't blame them. I mean, nothing has stopped that Zarya from just charging on up, getting the ult, and popping it in whenever they please. Oh. There you go. We are going to see Rev get 2. I do get a cup. Jack going to get 1. Nick will get 1 as well.
Okay.
There we go. We are going to see Enigma pulling the beats. 1 tick. Just hold it. 2 ticks. Is the nano line going to be coming in? Swing away with the giant hammers. Lord's going to get 1. Nick's going to get 1. We are seeing Krusty come back to the point. They only allowed 1 tick. And that's going to be it, I think. I mean, I doubled the last hope. Going to get knocked. Never mind. Kaza. Touch the point is taken out, however. Krusty Krew. There you go. They're going to grab their 4th map win here of the season to start off this week 3 matchup.
Ooh.
Man.
This was actually a really good ult.
So this game definitely taking a interesting turn to start off here. May getting the play of the game. Understood.
You know what? That's what I like to see. Both Ryans on the board. Like, let's go.
To be expected.
I mean, they tell 2 completely different stories, though. I mean, one was I saw Moose pushing in on that first push, or at least that first set by Krusty. He was swinging that hammer like no one's business, mixing it with the shields. Was doing a lot of DPS, it looked like. Very aggressive Ryan, I like that. And then on the side of Enigma, we were kind of seeing that more passive, laid-back sort of Ryan that you just kind of see to shield the team when you're focusing your DPS more from your burst department there. So it's kind of nice to see both sides of the coin here to start off the game. However, since we got a bit of time here, looking at the standings entering today's game, both of these teams are in the bottom half. That's literally 3 out of the 4 teams that have played today have been in the bottom half, and of course, We saw one display right before this matchup. Busan, they got two, at least as of now. Enigma and Krusty, they're both, I believe that's 6th and 8th respectively. All these teams have something to fight for going forward. I mean, playoffs are going to be coming up in about 4 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. My bad, because there's another week there to get ready for it. If you're on one of these two teams, what's your mindset going into this game? You know, I mean, you're both low in the standings and you need some wins to pick up your position a bit.
I mean, you don't consider the overall win-loss. Like, you just go in attempting to get every map. Like, don't look at it as a whole, but as an individual. That's personally what I do, and I feel like if the losing team does that, it keeps your morale up for the games coming.
And I do agree completely. I mean, we've proven it time and time again in this league. Wins overall.
Hey, Chubby, you're supposed to switch the teams after each game, right? Like, switch them back and forth to offense and defense?
I don't know. I don't think we've been doing that.
Okay, my bad.
Some spectators have been, some haven't.
Okay, I thought that I've seen other people do it, so I thought we were supposed to.
I don't know. But like we said, we don't go by overall wins and losses here. No, we go by map wins and differential. Each map, it's its own brand new thing. Literally, the scoreboard goes from 1-0 after winning a map back to 0-0. And that's, I gotta agree completely with the X-Crit. You gotta keep that mindset of, okay, this is a new map. Score 0-0. We go in, we play, and we do our best. And that's gonna be the only way you climb up in the rankings here. But yeah, we just had a good matchup as we enter map 2 here, King's Row. If you didn't get to watch Busan versus Fluid, I'd highly recommend checking it out. It was a really good matchup. But like we said, map 2, King's Row.
Initiating match.
Cheese dip is really good. But King's Row, one of the most, I guess, balanced maps you could say in the game. You can run so many strats on here. We've seen everything from double sniper to back corner bastions being pulled off with amazing results. So honestly, you can't really predict what a team's going to think here going into this map. Well, unless you know they're tank heavy, then you can probably guess what they're on there. I mean, just from my experience on previous teams, we were tank heavy, so we ran goat or triple tank. You know, you just run both your comps, but you can run double sniper, you can run triple DPS, triple support, triple tank. I mean, anything and everything can find a place here on King's Row.
Yep. I'm really excited to see the. Oh, they're running goats.
I mean, not a bad strategy.
So definitely not against the lineup with the Widow Genji.
Oh, sweet
As you can
Jesus.
see, Krusty's just gonna walk into the enemy team with goats, and with the guaranteed win.
I think we need to report a murder. That's not. That's just not okay. I mean, what? Krusty gonna walk in, have a little under 6 minutes to push the payload. They're 2 points here on King's Row.
It looks like they're going to defend with a Super Pharah.
Can we get a hashtag ban goats?
Getting that goats counter in there with the Pharah. I mean, we have to wait and see how that works, but To be honest, I think that's the fastest I've ever seen goats push through King's Row. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't think many teams are expecting goats so early on in the season, so...
Well, I mean, we're not even really that early in the season anymore. We're about halfway. We only have 7 weeks to play. So these matches, at least if you want to make the test season playoffs, you know, they kind of mean a little bit more than before. And of course, like we mentioned, both these teams are lower in the standing, 6th and 8th respectively. You gotta claw your way up here when you can. You gotta find a win somewhere.
That's a nice grab coming out.
That will only get one.
But it did force out the trans, so I mean, any other ults you have ready to go that can do some damage. You got a clear shot at the moment. That's sweet. Jeez, no, they're still going. Still right under 6 minutes. No time has been lost.
Zen's gonna get staggered.
And
They're just gonna keep him at the spawns.
Honestly, go Reaper and Ana if you can. If not, at least Reaper. Get a lot of damage on this Goats team. That's what you gotta do. Get damage. Even then, they're running a weird hybrid of Goat. I've only heard about it before, but now we're getting to see it. The Zen, Lucio, and Brig. I knew Zen could be used in it, but it's beautiful to get to see it live in action. There you go, Enigma's just gonna try to hold on for dear life. They do got the barrage. Eaten, but they did get a pick. Make it 2. But as soon as we say that, Shatter comes out. It's 3.
You just gotta kill that Pharah.
Trying to hold on. There goes Zen and Mercy both back now. Trans out
He got
of
himself.
That's a nice boot by Fur there.
Oh, that stuff feels bad though. Just right under the map, but we are seeing Enigma come out
Dark
in
Train
stall
almost
mode.
to Barrage again, but he's gonna get killed there by Draz.
I will say he lasted a lot longer than a Pharah usually would, just taking it on. Rally out though on the side of Krusty. That's gonna make it difficult to kill him. We're gonna have a fun time with that. Rez coming out as well though for Jack, so Enigma will have at least 4. Diva Bomb grab. Nice stall attempt. I think they shaved off about 1.5 minutes. But we will ultimately see Enigma fall there.
Initiating match.
So, second map in a row, we've seen kind of this really aggressive, really dangerous Krusty Krew actually. I mean, honestly, this is a whole different beast than from the first 2 weeks. I will not lie, this is a whole different beast of a team. So if you're Enigma, and you just saw that they ran goats there, how do you bounce back? What do you bounce back with?
Play your own goats. You gotta outskill the enemy team.
And speaking of that, looks like they are going to be running the goats here, running the Zen, Brig, and Lucio variant as well. No love for the Moira and the goats in this game so far.
You know, if you have a person who plays a really strong Zen, use it. Like, it's equally as strong, if not more powerful than the Moira.
It's either that or you can also run an Ana for goats, just because that Bionade helps so much with healing, because then Lucio's pumping out 45 HPS, Brig's pumping out, I can't remember, like I think about 18, which I mean isn't that much, but just with how much damage Brig can pump out, it helps out a lot, so.
Looking at the opposing team's comp, they're going to be running the Bastion on the top, high ground behind the Orisa shield. But Goats is just going to go straight, just go straight to point. There you go, you got Goats, force him to come down.
That's a nice anti though.
Yes, we'll get the Rhino over, nothing's going to happen over there.
They're straying too far out right now, they're just letting the Bastion pick them up. They need to hug this back wall.
And you messed up the key, the basic component of Goats. You spread out. That's not what you do with goats. You stay close. You stay brawl.
I mean, it was really smart how they played it. Have the diva spawn, or like, just contest, and then have the healers keep it up while the Bastion does the work.
Yeah, but to say, getting to play with them a bit in their scrim, they ran something like this. It's kind of interesting to see it.
They do enjoy running the Bastion, I've noticed that a lot.
And I mean, if it works, it works, especially since it's helping keep goats at bay. It's helping spread out this ghost component, and they already swapped off. I mean, yeah, I'm still thinking they could have won that first point. It was very, very possible. The fact was, you got too spread out. You let yourself get spread.
You're gonna switch over to a Sombra here in place of the Diva, but personally I would have switched off with a Zarya. Diva's so helpful against the Bastion because you have 2 seconds of no damage being given at you, you know? So.
And, DPS combining here for a quadra between the two. I'll make it a penta, I mean why not? Make it 5. Knock your opponents back to spawn and you just keep setting up in your little hidey hole up there. I just don't know what to tell you here on the side of Enigma. I mean, in this case, the Bastion is causing a lot of trouble. So is the McCree. Just having issues pushing in.
I think possibly they need to cut through hotel and then just hug the opposite wall to force the Bastion out of position, but...
So use as much cover as you have to get through that Bastion.
Dark Train is trying really hard to get in there and get a hack, but he's gonna get found out.
So too many bodies right there. Pulling out the trans here, just trying to keep...
Yeah, but Trans only does 300 HPS and a normal Bastion and Sentry does 300 DPS, so with Bongo, he's something at about 450. So, he's just gonna rip through that Trans.
Nope, and there you go, Nano McCree gonna push up, help take him out. How do you handle this? I mean, that Bastion's just ripping through your team, and not to mention if it ain't him, it's the McCree on the other side.
There really isn't a way to handle this properly. Like, you're gonna have to run, like, just, you have to get the Diva back out. You don't have another choice.
Well,
that defense matrix is so vital into playing against the Bastion.
Condition, honestly.
You have EMP
It's
and
probably
grab.
EMP grab.
Yep, and there you go. We're gonna see Dark Train going up right into the back. He's ready to go. There you go, EMP out.
Nice EMP.
Grab as well. There goes the Bastion. There you go, taking them all out. Grab Dragons as well.
There we go. That should
Finally
leave it. That should give Enigma the point unless Nicholas and Draz can get a 6k here.
I mean, we have seen McCree's pull off impressive things. I believe it was Zed versus Fluid. We saw their McCree get a 4-piece, 5-piece alone on the point. Busan, it was beautiful.
Moose just looks like he's gonna probably feed here. He will get Dark Train before he leaves.
Getting a nice bit of ult before pulling out as a hamster. You know, getting a nice bit towards that mine. But Enigma finally getting something, getting the push for the payload. But you still got the Bastion out on the opposing team. You gotta figure something out.
I don't know about Bastion on Street's phase of King's Row. There's just not much open sights like how a Bastion normally wants to be played.
Yeah, but all you gotta do with now is that Bastion ult.
That was a nice sleep dart, very well coordinated.
And ooh, Bastion gonna get another 2, Lord.
Nub's gonna be able to pick off the Bastion though before dying.
I mean, honestly, you gotta figure out some way to get advantage on that Bastion. There you go, Bastion's down on the tray, getting picked by the Tracer. You have a bit of time here. There you got 2 ults, about to be 3, 4, 5, almost all of them. Shatter and Dragons. Rip the back lines. There you go, Enigma finally finding some ground here as Lord will swap off to the Zarya. And Enigma looking a bit better here going into straight phase, so quickly forcing her opponent off Bastion, quickly working towards pushing
They
in,
really
Lord
wanted
down.
Lord dead right then. Getting the grab, the pulse bomb, and the charge. Bubbles can only block so much damage.
Yeah, no, Zarya can't eat all of that, sadly. Hashtag buff Zarya.
Yeah, can we get a buff Zarya, please?
Her bubble should be able to take as much damage as the Rhine shield.
The semester shield, you mean?
Both.
Yes, please.
Both multiplied by each other?
There you go. Oh, Jesus. Mine coming out. Nice charge. Runs out to keep the Rhine alive along with the Zara. Everybody alive. I don't quite get using both support ults there, though. They put a lot of resources into this. There you go. Make it another one. That's 4. Really only one kick came out of it because of the res. So they will get Dark Train though, as they continue to push forward. To be honest, I'm trying to use it as Diva Bomb in High Noon. Triple! Huge. As I think that might have just put an exclamation point on this one. I mean, they got at least one push left. Already got a staggered Hanzo entering this one. Grab Dragons is close, almost got Shattered to go with it. That's been kind of their bread and butter so far. Going since first point, as Mines will come out with the slam. Grabbing Dragons on side of Enigma, they'll get 2, 3, make it 4 and 5. That's basically a team wipe. But you gotta push it all the way here. If you can't push it all the way, that was all for naught. You popped all your ults.
They're gonna have two support ults so you can test though.
Yes, they will have 2 as. Oh, there goes Fur. He's gone. So you only have the Nano.
Don't see 9, don't see 9.
Yep, McCree taken down as well, so Enigma keeping the numbers in their favor at the moment. Shatter is ready.
That's a nice shatter.
She got shattered.
There you go. Oh, they almost got it.
Lucio from
117.
test.
There you go. They got the Lucio. Now you gotta get that Diva. Hamster
They're gonna,
as well.
they're so close to C9ing right here.
The High Noon gonna get
Ooh,
one.
that was almost huge.
Not enough.
They
though,
will,
as we
they
see
will
Enigma.
tie it, but it's gonna. I believe that they did go into
They're
overtime.
playing for a draw right
Yes,
now.
they did get. Yeah, they only have a. They only had a minute. Oof, it's another gun. 414 for this Goats team. I mean, yeah, you only got 4 minutes. Just push it with the Goats. You know, just. And if you really want to feel frisky, go for Quadra. I mean, Quadra tank is something you don't see often. This is the perfect time to run it. Moira Lucio, pump that thing in. Either way, you got the same effect. So, yeah, we are going to see Goats. You got to be prepped for it this time, I think. Because, I mean, what else are they going to run with 4 minutes on the clock?
I think
Never
Draz
mind, they're
might be
gonna
going
put a
for an early pick.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
The thing is, though, in this scenario, you only got to win one fight. You only got to get in, push the point, and win one. So, I think the faster you get that done, the better. Something with a Lucio, and something that brawls out on point would be the best bet going into it. Maybe a lot of damage, like a drunk rat.
Looks like they might be switching to goats. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Attackers incoming.
Goats it up. And I think the opposition can already tell what's coming in, and they're already going straight to point. You gotta drop quick, you don't got much time. And the staggered fall is what's gonna kill Enigma here. They're kind of dropping separate. Here we go, will get the Bastion on point, then gonna get dragged away.
I think that they might have dropped a bit too early, and that's gonna cost them. Because Jack's gonna have to come all the way back from spawn, and they're going. And Krusty will have spawn advantage against them, so.
Yeah, and oh, there goes Azaria as well. Only one surviving member of Enigma.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Unless they touch. Res!
And they got the res off.
I don't think it'll matter that much. Yeah, no, that's gonna end it.
Okay then. Krusty making it 2-0 early on here. I mean, I don't know what to say to this. They are.
Play of the game.
Ouch. That's all I gotta say. Cause goats equals ouch. That's all I gotta say.
Triple.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say. As like I said, going in, this looked like super close on paper, but so far it looks like it's heavily in the favor of Krusty. They're just pushing straight through. They're beating down Enigma pretty heavy-handedly. So I mean, going into Ilios, what do you swap up of your strategy here? Hello? Like, wait, hello?
Did they about the other Reinhardt? Or
I think they just left.
no, they put 2 Reinhardts in. I'm
Going to be
intrigued
an
by
X.
that.
Double shield, perhaps? Of some kind, I'm not...
I'm not
quite
sure unless that they have one of them switching roles.
All I do know is, I don't know what you do here, because, I mean, you've been having a rough night so far. And I don't know how to say this, but you just gotta find a way to bounce back. You can't let those first 2 maps get you down.
You know, especially with control, like control's what's gonna trip teams up. Like it's the most okay, nice. Car screeching. Anyways. The control map's like probably one of the most toss-up maps for teams. Like, you know, especially if you have a brawl-heavy team, it's one of those maps where it could go either way.
It really, really is. It kind of just depends on how you play this map, and I'm not gonna lie to you, with the style we've been seeing Krusty play, that really aggressive brawl style, it can lend itself really, really well to a control point. But we'll have to wait and see what they do here, as we'll be entering Ilios, Boop capital of the world. Full map 3. I mean, Krusty up 2-0 at the moment. They've
I'm
definitely.
just excited to see what strats they're gonna run.
Well, we
Also,
are on
somebody's mic is freaking out.
That's Chubby's.
Dang it. Why did my mic do this? I sorry.
Oh,
We're gonna,
no, it's fine.
we're
I was just letting you know.
Yes, we're now gonna see both these teams go at it for the 3rd time. Krusty looking really strong. I don't know what you do on the side of Enigma here. I mean, I honestly think with this brawlish map, you gotta contest them at what they're good at. You gotta get them at the brawl. You can't fiddle around here. You gotta go for the point. Here we go, ladies and gents. Let's get it. Map 3. Elios gonna begin with Ruins.
3, 2, 1.
May Genji on the side of Enigma, on the side of Krusty. We're only gonna be seeing the. Oh no, we're gonna see the Pharah McCree pharmacy coming out from the air. Oh, that's gonna be another interesting comp. They're just trying to keep the vertical advantage against their opponents.
Get into position.
Looks like point gonna quickly fall to Krusty as they're getting the point advantage. But there you go, gonna quickly wipe out 3 of their opponents. They get the res. They lost nothing.
They're already really high up on ults too. Like, percentage.
Like, we are getting to see Moose and Razin this week, along with just an overall improved Krusty. I just... Jesus H. Christ. They are just pushing through. And there you go, already starting the next engagement with 2 picks. You're gonna see a pick there by Jack. Dark Train on into taking out following, so that's 5 down for Enigma. Make it 6. The stagger as well. Just strong play on the side of Krusty. Enigma. You gotta do something to beat this team back.
Feeling powerful, and I'm not even angry.
Jesus. Everything their opponent's running. There you go. There goes the Diva Bomb. Well, just everything that Krusty is running at this point is getting left uncountered for the most part. I mean, you do have the Sombra for the Pharah, but the Sombra's getting knocked out early. You do have the Widow to help as well, but that's getting dived out by the Winston. Winston has no contention. Diva only has really the Zarya on the opposing team, which even then they can eat the grab and just swap a fight quickly.
And they need to get the points as well.
I mean, they're just getting pushed around here. There you go, they are on point. Gotta keep in mind they have there's the grab, EMP. They did pop 2 ults there, not gonna get much. They did get 2, 2.5. 1.5, because Nick is up again. Sombra gonna get eaten alive on the point, as we will see Krusty continue their streak of, well, strongitude here, as they're gonna 100-0 the first control.
0 to 1. Ready for battle.
Alright, we're on to Lighthouse. Lots of land below that you can fall into. I don't know how you want to play around this.
They need to start shutting down this Winston. They're just letting him do way too much.
Not to mention the Pharah. The Pharah went pretty uncontested during that whole event as well.
Capture the objective.
I mean,
They're running triple support with 1 tank on the side of Krusty. Nub on the main tank.
so you can't get your booty eaten here by this team. Oh, there goes the Ryan right off. The Sim. Every time
going
it
down
seems- Like, I don't think that any of this was planned, but we are seeing Sim for the 2nd time here on the Lighthouse, actually, with varying results. There you go, getting the Reaper out there to help with the dive a little bit, get that Winston a little bit more pressure onto him. You have, never mind, going to a Tracer. So they're gonna kind of rely on their Diva here to go up and get the Pharah as needed. the Mei as well to kind of help shoot him down. I won't lie, a little thrown off here, as I mean,
I don't think this is planned for comps, to be honest.
I know for Krusty they've been running this to near perfection. I mean, I don't know if it's just confidence building up on this team after the first 2 maps or what, but they are pushing up really aggressively now.
They are.
Paying off though. I mean, they've gotten 3 picks in the midst of this fight, and the High Noon coming along to get another. And even resing their Fallen. I mean, every single time they've lost someone in a fight, like just the one person at least, they've been able to res it back up. They're keeping numbers in their favor. They're keeping ults in their favor. A fight does not start without a Krusty pick, it seems. And they're just holding on strong. That's all I'm gonna say. They're holding on strong.
If you're Enigma, what would you change here?
To be honest, you gotta take a focus on something. Either the dive aspect or that far away. And in my mind, it's the tanks that are coming down on you the hardest. So those tanks are creating space. So much space that far is going uncontested because of it. But you gotta get those tanks out of the way fast. Reaper, Junkrat, some high DPS, some nice pull, or not pull, peel. Something to help your supports and your squishies in the back that are getting dived constantly. But we are seeing Enigma take the point for the first time here this evening. Very quickly, Krusty. Oh, there you go, Barrage. Tran's gonna try to help a little bit, but we see a pick. Diva Bomb coming in on the side of Enigma. Forcing them off point temporarily. No picks in favor there. Them. The tanks will connect. Get 3. The DPS on the side of Krusty will connect 2. Even Draz getting in there on the last one. If they're gonna claim this point, that's it. Overtime. And they don't have the speed to get back. Krusty 3-0. Clean and show.
Play of the game.
On Enigma's side, I feel like they need to define the rules a bit more. I feel like there was a lot of confusion as to, in the last map, who was playing what role. Because they had 2 Reinhardt mains, but the Zarya main was playing Reinhardt for their team.
And I can't agree. And I mean, there you go. They lost another one. That... Oof. Krusty gonna get 3 wins in a row here. I actually think I need to check the standings. Yeah, that will actually put Krusty at a 500 average, I believe. That'll put them at halfway.
Oh, they're all leaving.
Yeah, they decide to forfeit the rest. That gives them a 5-0.
Krusty gonna take home a 5-0 early on. Just, I mean, it's understandable in my eyes why you choose to do that. I mean, things went south early and often for Enigma here. They were just getting beat at every turn, and the moments they did have of success, they took too long to get to. You know? Like, they were basically backpedaling the whole time.
And they had too many win conditions.
It seemed like they were just confused and disoriented, and they didn't know what they wanted to actually do. But that will be the end of this game. Final score will end up being 5-0 in favor of Krusty due to final maps being forfeited. Hell of a matchup on the side of Krusty. I'll give them that. Those 3 maps, they look dominant. Excited to see them entering further on in the season. Krusty next week, of course, will be playing Busan, the team that played right before this one. And I believe Enigma will be going against a teamy team that I don't know because I haven't checked. They'll be playing Castillo Calamity, which should be playing Sunday. Sunday. No, Saturday. My bad. I am blind.
Can I end the stream